In this video, we're going to do a quick review on trigonometric functions. So I'm going to start by drawing a circle on our coordinate axes. And then I'm going to draw in an angle here. So we have some angle theta that starts at our initial line here, the positive x direction. And then we have some terminal side of our angle. So our angle theta goes from here up to here. And we have a corresponding distance x and y with this triangle created by this angle and this circle that we've drawn here. So as a reminder, what are the trigonometric functions? Well, the 6 trigonometric functions are ratios of side lengths on this triangle. So really quickly, if we have sine of theta, this is the ratio of the opposite side, which is y, over the hypotenuse, which is the radius of this circle, so r. Similarly, we have cosecant of theta, which is just r over y, so it's the hypotenuse over the opposite side. Cosine of theta is x over r, so the adjacent side over the hypotenuse. Secant is the multiplicative inverse of that, or in other words, r over x. Tangent of theta is opposite over adjacent, so y over x. And cotangent of theta is x over y. So there is a quick reminder on what the 6 trigonometric functions are. And to correlate this back to some of the previous videos, what are the domains of these functions? Well, the domain of sine and cosine is all real numbers. Right? Sine and cosine both have r in the denominator, which is our radius, and we assume that is some positive value here. So the domain is all real numbers here. The domain of tangent and secant is all real numbers except x equal to pi over 2 plus or minus pi n for all integers n. And let's think about why that might be the case, right? What is secant and tangent? Well, in both of these, we have x in the denominator. So we cannot have x being 0. If we look at our picture, then x is 0 here and here, which occurs at pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2. So we have the values that are not allowed as pi over 2 plus or minus pi times n, right? So every time we add pi along this circle, we get a value that is not allowed again. Or we could subtract pi as well. And so that's what this says here. All right. The last one is very similar. The domain of cotangent and cosecant is all real numbers except x equal to pi over 2. Oh, sorry, nope. Plus or minus pi n. It's 0 plus or minus pi n. And if we look back at this picture and the functions, cosecant and cotangent both have y being in the denominator, so that is this point here and this point here when y is 0, right? So we cannot have y being 0. So we cannot have the value theta equal to 0, nor any integer multiple of pi being added or subtracted to this value 0. So again, we write that out as the domain is all real numbers except for plus or minus pi n. All right, and that will conclude this review on trigonometric functions.